Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another lecture here, and I'm going to try and make it more of a class here rather than a lecture. So I'm going to be talking to you as if you're in the classroom. So here we go. Coronavirus has hit us. There's big drama out there in the economy, and what we're actually going to see is a huge hit in terms of consumption and investment. So it is pertinent that I'm here talking to you about economic growth. Okay, we are still going back into some of the theories here of economic growth and some really important theoretical concepts that you need to know. These are questions that could be coming up in the HSC. Definitely some of these calculations can come up in multiple choice and your short answers. So it's really, really important that you actually understand them. So I'm going to get back to basics right now. All right, we're going to start from the left-hand side of the board here. And you all know what aggregate demand is all about. It's consumption, investment, government spending, and net exports there, which is AD equals C plus I plus G plus X minus M. But it's really important. It's not as simple as saying consumption is people spending, because there's different types of spending. As you can see here, I've broken up consumption into two areas and two types of consumption. So you've got autonomous consumption. That's the consumption that will occur no matter your level of income. That is the consumption that's going to occur for you to actually be able to survive in society and in an economy. You need to eat, you need to actually pay your rent, you need to have a roof over your head. So no matter the levels of income, you're going to need to spend. And at this point in time, with Corona and what's actually happening in the economy, we are counting on this amount of spending actually occurring. That's called autonomous consumption, the expenditure that's going to happen no matter your level of income. But then you have other levels of consumption, and this is probably what the government is going to really focus on in the coming months, trying to induce people to spend. And that's why that's called induced consumption. But when you look at a marginal propensity to consume, an MPC, that's it. The MPC is your induced consumption. So the word induced, basically means that you're getting someone to do something. Women out there, don't get too scared. In the next however many years, if you're going to have children, you might be induced. They're going to try and get you to have that baby. So here we go. That is consumption that will occur given an extra level of income. Okay, so an extra dollar of income. So we're basically saying if we give you $1 of income, if you spend 80% of it, your MPC will be 0.8. So really, consumption isn't just about spending, it's about different types of spending, and it's really important that you know that. There are those two definitions there. I'm going to move you across over here now, because you're going to find a situation where you're given a whole series of figures and you're going to be asked to work out the MPC or the MPS. Okay? Now remember, if your MPC is 0.8, your MPS is 0.2, because this formula here needs to be remembered. MPC plus MPS equals 1. Okay, so your MPC plus your MPS always equals 1. There's no deviation from that fact. It's absolute fact. So if you're saving 50%, your MPS is 0.5. It means that your MPC is going to have to be 0.5 as well. If you are consuming at 0.7, that's your MPC, your MPS is going to be 0.3. So we have a series of figures here. And sometimes you're asked to work out your MPC or your MPS. And so what I have here is a consumption, saving, and investment schedule. And in terms of this schedule, it gives you a whole heap of data. Income, which is Y, consumption, which is C. What I've left here is I've left a gap for savings, because we should be able to work out what our level of savings are going to be. Okay? We have investment here as a constant. So, what they often do in terms of economic theory here with investment is they make it a constant because it's not known exactly what investors are going to do. And then we're asked to work out our MPS and our MPC. So let's go. If your income is 100 and your consumption is 100, how much are you saving? Well, if you're consuming 100% of your income, you're not saving anything. So let's do the whole savings first. If your income is 150 and your consumption is 125, how much are you saving? Well, 150 minus 125, that's 25. If your income is 200 and you're consuming 150, well, your saving is 50. Pretty clear? I hope so. Let's move on. Now, we have to work out our MPS and our MPC. Now, really, the way to do this is to work out your MPCs first. And we're looking at changes in consumption and changes in your income. The first one here, you can't see what that first figure was before the 100 income. So you can't actually note the change. You've got no idea what it actually was. You can't assume that it was zero unless it says zero. So really we're going to put a dash here and a dash here because you don't know what the previous level of income consumption and saving was. But when we look at these squares here, or the MPS, and your MPC, well, what you can do is you can actually apply these formulas here. So let's do MPS first, okay? The change in income is from 100 to 150. So the change in income is going to be, and I'll just do it here, is going to be 50. Sorry, the change in savings, let's start again. The change in savings is actually going to be 25. The change in income is going to be 50. 25 over 50 is 0.5. So here we're going to put 0.5. I'm going to say to you, if the MPS is 0.5 and MPS plus MPC equals 1, then the MPC has to be 0.5. So let's swap it around now and let's look at MPC. The MPC is the change in consumption. So the change in consumption here is that's 25. The change in income, once again, is good, so that's 50. Okay, so that tells me that, once again, the MPC is 0.5 and the MPS is 0.5. All right, now we've worked out how to develop how to work out MPC and your MPS. We're going to move to something else called a consumption and investment function. Now, the consumption function in the three-sector economy, you need to actually know this formula. Income, really should be income at equilibrium, equals C plus I. Now, in this case, we're saying income, consumption is 100 plus 0.8y. The reason is this 100 is autonomous, you're going to spend it no matter what. And this one here is your MPC. And we're saying investment is constant at 100. Now, this is some really basic mathematics. So this is how we do it. Remember, focus on y equals c plus I. That is what we call C. Okay? So we go y equals 100 plus 0.8y plus the investment. Okay? Now, we obviously have to put the add the numbers here, the 100 and the 100. So we're going to go YE, income at equilibrium, equals 200 plus 0.8y. Now, what do we want to do? We want to isolate this number here. And how do we do it with basic mathematics? Year 9 mathematics, maybe year 10, maybe even year 8, is we have to get all the y's together, okay, and we have to keep the numbers together. So when that moves over this way, it is y, which is really 1y, minus 0.8y equals 200. I'm taking the extra steps here. Remember, that's a 1y. So 1 minus 0.8 is 0.2y equals 200. And so what we do is we want to make this into get it to a y. So you divide by 0.2, divide by 0.2, and then we get y at equilibrium equals 1,000. And that is your equilibrium level of income. And that actually means that that is the level of income where there is no tendency for change, just like equilibrium. And up until that level of income, what you're seeing is fluctuations in the economy. That is the level of income that's needed where there's no change. And that's actually an important note to make. But really, all you'll be asked is to calculate these things. So what you're going to get in your my next little session is I'm going to give you some worksheets to work through where you can actually work through all these calculations so you can better understand it. So I really hope you've enjoyed this little lesson of calculations and gives you that feel that you're actually in the classroom. See you later.